We want to keep on. We want to keep on doing things, and we make amendments. We have something in this Constitution that we have amendments. We can amend it when we don't like things. In the majority rules, come on. Let me just talk about it for a little bit. The majority rules. If there are 10 people and 7 unrighteous and 3 righteous, and the 7 choose to stand up for what they believe in, although it being unrighteous, we're going to go with the majority. Yeah. Democracy is the best form of civil government. It makes people get along. Everybody loves it because they have a right. You don't have a right in the kingdom. In the kingdom, God's constitution says, I, the Lord, have spoken. Ain't nothing else. You can't try to change what I said in stone. Listen, he's suffering. He do what he want to do. And people want to ask, well, why? How is there a good God in this land? How can there be a good God if he allows so much chaos and catastrophe, the killing of innocent babies? How can these things be? Well, the same God who said, thou shalt not kill, is the same God that you're trying to go against. He sets laws. That's what it's about. He sets laws and you transgress these laws, and you want to blame God for the outcome. He said he gave man the authority. He gave man authority, to rule this land. And we want to put the blame back on God. God, you did it when he told you to go tell him. I gave you the law. I gave you the law so this land could be ran effectively. But no, you want to take it upon yourself, and you want to say, well, I'm going to do what I want to do, and then you want to put the blame back on God. How can a good God exist in the evil world? Same God who said, "Thou shalt not," is the same God that you're pulling your puny little fist at. He said, "How can He exist?" He exists in the midst of adversity, in the midst of struggle, and you have to understand this. And since we're talking about IV, we have to get fed of this substance and don't take it out, because a lot of people want to. They want the word, and they throw up the word. They anorexic. They want to throw it back up when they eat it. Come on now, we're not in that type of business. You have to let this food go through you and travel to bring life. That's why I said this is a bread. This is the daily bread of heaven. Feed me. I need you to feed me till I want no more. But I kind of got further than I intended right there with that. Mobility.
Yeah.
I kind of got far off, man. I got a little pumped up, but being born again, everybody, I want you to understand what it means to be born again. The same spirit that we lost back in Genesis, the 2nd chapter. Go read it. The same spirit that we lost back in Genesis, the 2nd chapter, that we lost in Genesis, we lost it in the 3rd chapter. The same one we had in the 2nd chapter and lost in the 3rd chapter of Genesis. We have to get that put back inside of us. That's how you are born again. That's the process of being born again. The Holy Spirit being put back inside of you. And I want everybody to know that in spite of everything that you're going through right now, man, listen, God sees all. He knows all. He's there. He's the orchestrator. God is the only artist that does this. Watch this. You know how artists, they draw something. God starts at the end, and then he begins it. See, it's already finished when he starts it. That's what type of God I serve. I don't know about the listeners out there today, but the type of God I serve, he finished the product, and then he starts it. That's what you call purpose. That means I put you here to do this, and now I'm going to start you. Now I want you to fulfill what I've caused you to start. I want you to go out there and fulfill it. And come on, Mo Millie, talk to these people.
You doing good. You doing good. I'm getting fed. Hey, I'm listening.
This is motivational Monday, and we
yes,
this IV, and this is I love the title, interview. If there was any way that you could put a camera inside of that person's heart and the soul of a man, and you can see the inner view,
see what's really boiling inside.
Yeah,
see what the people
causes.
What's really going on, what the problem is.
Yeah,
because if you can get to the problem,
come on.
You know what I'm saying? You can give a solution.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I mean, I'm digging that.
Yeah.
You know, I really am. I really am.
What I see with this interview, and I see a lot of people. And listen, I want to talk to all people. I don't bash anybody. I used to bash homosexuals all the time until I found out that this is not conducive to their growth, and it's not going to help them.
No.
Even though it's wrong, it's not going to help them. Do I agree? No. Will I ever agree? Will I ever condone it? No, I will not. But you cannot bash. Cannot bash because if you bash somebody, it's going to draw them further away. But you have to stand on this word. And I'm talking about to the fornicators as well. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm talking about to the adulterers as well. Come on. We got to talk to everybody, but I want everybody to know that they're suffering with some type of sickness, a sin sick soul. And I don't want anybody to say, well, no, that's not right. You can't judge me. No, I'm not judging you. I'm an ambassador.
All right.
An ambassador goes and tells the exact government of his king. And whatever the king tells him to say, that's what he says.
Mm-hmm.
He don't say nothing else. The ambassador has no opinion. He's not allowed to have an opinion. And watch this. Living in democracy, we like, what do you mean you can't? I say what I want to say. This is who I am.
We go through that all the time.
Come on.
People say they can say what they want to say. They can do what they want to do.
Yeah.
This is the land of the free, the home of the brave. Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead and say what you want to say, exactly. And let's see where that's going to get you.
Yeah, you hear me?
Because when you say something that's out of line and wrong, or you really just don't know really what you're talking about, then you're going to be looking crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
But I mean,
it's counterintuitive of the kingdom. It goes against the whole the outline that he has established. He says, "I know you're told." He told Peter, James, and John went up to the Mount of Transfiguration. And Peter beheld Moses and Elijah on the mount with Jesus. Peter took it upon himself to say, let us make 3 tabernacles, one for Moses, one for Elijah, and one for Jesus. Peter really didn't know what he was talking about. So a light shine, and it was a quake, and a bright light shone. And it said, Peter, they fell down. They fell down, knelt down. And when he looked back up, nobody was there.
Wow.
But Jesus. And the voice said, this is my beloved son, hear him. Because you're listening to too many people. You're taking the law of Moses and you're illustrating this as the founding law, as what everybody needs to go by. He said, listen, I know I told Moses to tell you this. I know I told Elijah to tell you this, but there's no longer need for them anymore. Listen to Jesus. Listen to my boy.
Yeah.
Because he's bringing everything that I'm telling you, everything that you need to know is wrapped up in him. He said, who do men say that I am, Peter? He said, some say Moses, some say Elijah, some say reincarnated of the prophets. He said, well, who do you say I am? He said, you are the Christ. He said, flesh and blood did not reveal that to you, but my Father in heaven. Listen, this Jesus told, he said, I know you were told in Moses' law. Now, Moses' law, if you look at in the Bible, the Pharisees and Sadducees held this as the most esteemed law, the law of Moses, and the commandments that he brought. But Jesus said, listen, I know you were told an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, but I tell you to love your enemies. It's counterintuitive of what you've been brought up. That's why Jesus said, I don't come to bring peace. And if don't nobody like what's being said, hey, it's not up for me, man. I'm an ambassador. If I get killed, I'm getting killed for the kingdom. Yeah. Listen, and I have a king that's going to avenge me. Right. I have a king that is going to avenge his mind, said the Lord. So he says, I know you were told this, but I'm telling you this. So no longer need for you to say, well this I was taught this way. Jesus said, I didn't come to bring peace. Listen, I came to bring a sword. And people think Jesus was all peaceful, all hunky-dory and peaches and cream. No, he did not. Jesus came to bring a sword. He said, I come to cut off the daughter-in-laws from their mother-in-laws, the daughters from their mothers, the sons from their fathers. He wants you to cut off from some of the tradition that you've been taught all your life, some of the teachings that you've been taught all your life, and they're counterintuitive of the kingdom's system. One of the most given laws of today is get money, get money, get money. And I'm tired of it, as if it's this the principal thing. It's the chief thing that you should be getting out here, is getting money. And people will sell their souls for the dollar. They'll put away morals, ethics, everything for this dollar. You cannot serve God and mammon. For either you love one, you will hate the other. Or you will hold to one and despise the other. You cannot do both. You cannot. I'm not saying that you can't have money on the Lord's side. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have to serve.
I was going to ask you that because, you're going to get that.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get that. Well,
yeah. So it's evil to have money?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
But they say money is the root of all evil.
But it's not.
But it's not, because God wants you to prosper in life.
Yeah.
It ain't that God wants you to be broke.
Yeah, of course.
It's not, and a lot of people get it twisted. Yeah. A lot of people get it twisted because a lot of the mega churches, the big name pastors, they have money, they have the jets, they have the big churches, football field size churches. It's nothing wrong with them having money.
Yeah.
I don't really know where they have the problem. Yeah, I don't know where they have the problem at.
I see the most quoted thing I've heard. Everybody says this. They say, "Well, why come the preacher has the big house and the fancy cars, and his members are living in it?" I want you to know this, and you can take it how you take it. The poor will be with you always. Everybody cannot be up here. And I'm talking about having money. I'm not talking about the preachers, but everybody cannot have money. Everybody's not going to be living lavishly. Not in this time, unless we can all live together as together. Like we can sell things for the betterment of the community, but how many people love one another to do that? I don't think many people love, because in the book of Acts, there were people who sold all they had for the betterment of the whole community. That's kingdom living. It's commonwealth. Everybody has the same benefits. Everybody has the same economic system. There's no big I's and little U's. But watch this. A lot of people, they don't use their brain. I don't think a lot of people use their brain as much as they can. They have so much potential. And one of my favorite teachers of all time is the late Dr. Miles Monroe. He talks about something called potential. And he says the most wealthiest spot on earth is not the diamond mines in South Africa. It's not the oil fields of Iran. It's not the gold fields of South America. He said it's not that. He said the most wealthiest spot on this earth is the graveyard.
Wow. Why?
Graveyard. That's what I asked. I said, why? I thought to myself, I said, what? He said, because there in the graveyard, you'll find books that were never written. You'll find songs that were never sung. You'll find businesses that were never opened. Remedies to diseases that people never brought forth because they died with it locked inside of them. The potential that you had, you let it go to waste. The job that he called for you to do, that he chose for you to do, you didn't do it. Now, whether it be of early death, somebody got killed, that's why he said, thou shalt not kill. You're messing up his plan. And God is, listen, God, he sets laws, man. Like people think that God is going to come down here and boom, stop you from, no, he told you not to do it. That's a law. And if you go against these laws and you disobey these laws, there are consequences to these laws. So the person that you kill may have had the remedy to cancer.
Yeah.
They may have had the businesses. You ran up into their house because you ain't got no money. They may have was about to start the business that was going to hire you. You never know. And you're destroying potential.
Right.
Everybody has potential in something. So he says, if I have an apple seed in my hand, he said, what do you say it is? I heard a man say it's an apple seed. He said, that's a fact, but it's not the truth. He said, for a fact is defined as the present state of a thing. That's fact. But the truth is that I'm holding an orchard. Mm-hmm. He said, because if I plant this seed, it's going to become a tree. And on that tree are apples, and in those apples are seeds, and in those seeds are trees, and on those trees are apples, and in the so forth. Right. So if I plant this little seed, this potential, if I drop it in the ground, see, people want to hold on to the seed because it's so pretty. Oh man, such a great seed. Look, I'm holding a apple seed in my hand, but you could be holding an orchard if you just drop it in the ground and tend to talk to them more.
What kind of ground though?
Good ground.
Good ground.
Good ground.
Good ground.
Good ground.
Good ground.
You have to take root. It has to take root, and you have to do the things necessary. You have to till get around the land and take away everything that is inconducive to the growth of your seed.
Right.
Yeah.
So this gonna kind of venture off, but from the word. But I was wondering how, like, I know you put out a new single called "Face It."
Yes, ma'am.
How did you? I mean, what made you? Now you went from football.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you ain't left it. It ain't left you. But I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, you was focusing solely on football at one time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Sound like you need to be preaching, need to be in the pulpit.
Yeah, that's what they say.
You know, so I mean, what are these transitions like? You know, what are you doing? I mean, I'm saying, because I'm seeing a whole lot in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, potential.
Yeah, you got a whole lot of different outlets here that, you know, either road you say, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
they all like the golden brick road.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, but, you know, how are you...
how am I handling it?
Yeah, how you handle it? Because it seems like this will be something I will be struggling, man. Look here. You know, I got football right here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm it's in your DNA for a pastor.
Yeah.
You know, and a minister, or you know, whatever man of God title you want to take.
Yes.
You know, and then you got the poet.
Yeah.
You know, I like to say the poet.
The poet. Yeah.
You know, with the on it. You know what I'm saying? So what you know what I'm saying? How
the transition has been very I'm not gonna lie, it's been heartbreaking. But watch this. Sometimes you gotta give broke for him dominion. You have to. Because at one point in my life I thought I was nothing but a football player. Gifts, talent, man, I had, well, let me not say had, because I'm still I'm still up there with the best of them. But you know, I have one of the greatest talents that I've ever seen, and that's not to even brag or boast. I've seen many talents, and it's like when I see that potential of that area, it's like, man, I want to play, but at the end of the day, in 2012, I got knocked down to rock bottom. And I went to the CFL and I got released because I didn't come in shape like I was supposed to. I took 6 months off of throwing the ball and to go to the NFL to play receiver. So I wasn't throwing for 6 months, and I got released shortly, and came home, crumbled. Man, it crumbled me. I didn't want to face my family because, and this is just the truth, man. I love my family so much, and we trying to get out of this thing together. And I wanted to get out of it. Like, man, this is my time to shine. And it was, you know, so how do I take to it? So God knocked me down to rock bottom, and he gave me, man, God has made me a wordsmith where these words just come, and I'm blown away by what he has given me with these words. And it's like, I want to play football, but I'm not a football player. I'm not a football player. That's a gift of mine, yes. That's a talent that I have, but I don't want to be labeled
as the football player.
When I die, I don't want to die and people say, man, he was a great football player. What else was he?
Right.
What substance did he bring to this earth? What did he leave the people? A bunch of trophies and a bunch of records. You know, and I don't want that to be my dominant status of a football player. And I'm not saying that I can't play right now or that I won't play. I'm saying that it's not as of the utmost necessity anymore.
Right.
I have other callings, and I always say, man, when I go to the NFL, man, I'm going to be able to preach the word to many people. Mm-hmm. But who are you to tell God what stage to put you on?
Right.
How dare you limit God to say that this is the biggest stage I could be on because it's influential and it's impactful to the kids? Yes, but you don't know how God can use you. So don't you dare put your name on that and say, well, nah, I know that God will make a way. But of course, I've been trying to do this since I was a lad. But the poetry, man, it's been such a blessing. I got my album coming out August the 7th, Reaching, the album Reaching, man, and it's gonna be a delight, man. I hope y'all go support it, man. It's gonna be impactful. People who have been dealing with suicidal tendencies, stress, depression, uh, everything that has caused you to be in the dark, man. You're going. I'm telling you, it's capable of the message. Excuse me, not me, by far. The message is capable of setting a deliverance tone in your mind, and we want to incite conversion, you know. But yeah, preaching. People say, you know, he's a preacher, man. I preach. I've been preaching since I was a kid, and I don't need nobody to tell me, hey, you need to go in that pulpit to preach.
Right.
You know, I'm a preacher. I heard of these young folks, and these young folks will tell you, I'm preaching to them all every day. So outside of these walls, you know, and if God wants to call me bishop, pastor, reverend, then I'll be named among such. But I'm not going to name myself that right now. I'm going to be doing this poetry, and if a team is out there, you know, looking for a dynamic player,
Right.
you know. But if you're not, man, I'm telling you, I'm in peace. Last team I was with was the Cleveland Browns, and I'm gonna be real. When I went there, it was like, man, my job is done. I said what I was gonna do as a little kid. I promised my mom I'm going to the NFL, and I went.
Right.
You know, I don't have any regrets anymore. But I sure would have loved to make some money doing it. I dare not say that I'm at peace with that, but overall, it's not about the money, and I mean that wholeheartedly. I mean that wholeheartedly, but I would love to see all my investments since I was a young kid come to fruition, you know. But many are the plans. I'm gonna leave you with this one though.
Mm-hmm.
Many are the plans in a man's heart. I want you to get this deep down in your soul, all the listeners. Many, I'm talking about not a few, not a couple. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that will prevail. People pray all day, Lord, make me a millionaire. It's not, maybe it's not in His purpose.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, you heard it first.